Welcome back. Hey, hao maproducer watatuonyesha maneno. Wa, tuko enzi ya kuomba ruhusa. Lazima niombe ruhusa. Production manager wangu. We, niko hiyo. Ni kubaya. So, we are so happy. Welcome back. We continue with children protection. And why we are talking children protection, we are talking children protection because as I sit down, I'm being told of so many things. And one of the things that I'm being told is that most of our young adults, most of our old men, most of our mothers and our parents, the biggest problems, some of the biggest problems that they have in life, they started in childhood. Child abuse. Our guest spoke about emotional, spiritual, cognitive and physical. And they were abused when they were growing up. And the abuse got them into a mess. Got them into which mess? Got them into a substantial, subjected form of growth. And this subjected form of a growth is what has really messed their lives. It has really brought them down. It has really made them to react the way they are reacting. It is a possibility that someone who is so harsh, someone who is so bitter, it happened in childhood. Childhood experiences, they were abused and nobody came in to protect them. And we should realize and always do an analysis of what happened when you are growing up. Some of the things that are happening at specific ages, they are happening tied to what happened in childhood. And so we need to protect our children. And I know we live in a time when we have dysfunctional families, families that are not working well. Although I always tell fathers and mothers that when you guys came in love, the child was not there. Is it possible that even if we were to part ways, we can still protect our children? Is it possible that even if we were to go different dimensions, we can be able to sit down and look at our children, protect them, because there is a great future amongst in each and every child. There is a great future in each and every teenager. And some of the teenagers are in struggles. We always blame them of drugs. We blame them of doing all manner of things, including perversion. And the perversion that they experience is because maybe their parents were not present. The presence of parents, the presence of people who are old enough to speak to them. Because when you speak to individuals, when you give them information, there's a possibility of you building and molding their great destiny. And you can be able to make them understand and realize what their position is. But being abused and being messed doesn't mean that it is a must that you become a bad person in future. You can change your destiny, because I also want to speak to those who went through tough, harsh conditions. The environment was so tough. It was so harsh. You went through toughness. You are abused. Your emotions were abused. There's a possibility of coming back to yourself and analyzing yourself and coming up with a time of healing, a time of change, a time of transformation. There's a guy in the good book known as Jabez. Jabez was born in pain. Jabez went through tough times, tough telling. This guy was through bitterness. But Jabez comes to a place whereby he realizes, if I continue in pain, I might not make it up. So what Jabez does is that he stands by himself before God and says, God, my name means pain. I have gone through a lot of pain. I want you to be to bless me and expand me. He did a prayer. He came to a level whereby he could have held himself responsible for his life. Because even if we keep on complaining, the question will be, are you responsible in molding yourself? Are you responsible in making yourself to stand? Are you responsible in rising up and standing? But also a key word to parents, fathers and mothers. It is a time that we protected our children. And one of the things that I will challenge us to always do is that we must look into the three basic things: shelter, food, and clothing. We must always look into this. We must always provide our children with all these basic things. But more than that, we must offer security to them. We must make them live a secure life. We must make their emotions, their psychological aspects, and their cognitive aspects, we must make them have security, own up and stand out to make a difference in their lives. We must give them an environment that gives them growth and development. And this one will be some basic protection for the children. And if you have been abusing a child, or you know a child outside there who is going through abuse, you can reach out for help. You can always rise up, reach out and ask for help. Don't die there. Don't let the children die out of what is happening in life. And we can rise as many as we are. Be passionate to fight for the children's light. Why is it important that we fight for this children's light? Generational connections means continuity. Every generation must hand over the baton to the next generation. If we don't raise our teenagers, if we don't raise our children, then there is a possibility that we shall have a vacuum. We shall not have a people whom we can live up to and let the baton get into them. I also want to say some few things. As I deal with young people, as I deal with teenagers, I found out that people who have gone through abuse, whether emotional, psychological, spiritual, or physical, they have a vacuum in their lives. And they have an aggression that always comes their way, and they always feel like they want to cause pain to people. And much of the pain that you see happening during our times, it is happening because people went through abuse. Nobody dealt with that abuse. Nobody handled the abuse. Nobody handled the pain. Nobody came in to protect. Nobody came in to cover. And nobody also came in to just put their oil. Will it be an aspect when we stand before the seat of the throne of mercy that will be asked a question? That child that came to you seeking for food, that child that came to you seeking for school fees, that child that came to you seeking for ABCD, that child meant an opportunity and an opportunity for ministry. I want to challenge each and every one of us that we need to stand up for our children. We need to stand up and protect our children. We need to emphasize children protection, and we need to reach out to the children and listen to them. Because the other thing that is making us not to do this is that looking at children as they are just children. They're just behaving like children. They're just like any other beggar. And we leave them in an aspect that gives them a commotion in their mind, that gives them a disconnection with who they were created to be. A protected child have an ability to become all that they were born to be. A protected child has an ability to achieve dreams against negativity. A protected child has the power to become a great person regardless of where they are coming from. We must rise up and stand for these people so that they may achieve their dreams. One of the things that we see in life, a lot of drug abuse, a lot of destruction, a lot of suicide. It is because somebody grew up in a harsh environment. Somebody grew up in an abuse environment. Somebody grew up in bitterness. And this person, their growth dictates who they become. Their growth dictates who they are in life. And so I want to challenge you people that we must rise up at this time and this age. We must rise up to make our children to be protected. Protecting children means, as I come to winding up, protecting children is that you give them quality time. Give them some times. Stand with them. Rise up and give them the cover. Give them the cover that they're looking for. So may God bless you until we meet next time. Sit there, always tune Talent, Mr. Talent Africa, YouTube, and always stay tuned to Mamlaka TV. May God bless you, may God bless Kenya, may God bless your dream. Keep it real, relevant, and relational. God bless you.